Hello friends, I'm Dt.Shabistha Nasreen, a clinical nutritionist come dietitian. I'm a certified diabetes educator. Currently working as a dietitian in Narayana Health Super Specialty Hospital, Guwahati. And I'm an editorial board member of CCEM online journal, which is first e-journal on critical care and emergency medicine for Northeast India. Today I'm going to talk about diet for diabetic people. Health DNA, in association with their event and media partner Mint Live, have organized the live show on a very important type of topic, that is diet for diabetic people, as a part of their awareness program for the month of November. And I'm glad to contribute my part on it. While we are talking about the diabetic people, on that time we should know that what is the occurrence of diabetes people in India. So India currently represents 49% of world diabetic burden, with an estimated 72 million cases in 2017. Diabetes prevalence has increased by 64% across in India over the quarter century, according to the November 2017 report by Indian Council of Medical Research Institute. Pre-diabetic prevalence is also very high in India. And if we are talking about the demographic data state-wise, then Meghalaya has the lowest diabetes prevalence, while Chandigarh and Punjab has the highest diabetes prevalence. And we knew that obesity is a risk factor of type 2 diabetes, and the obesity in people who already have diabetes result in poor control of blood sugar, blood pressure and cholesterol level, etc. Another concern with being overweight or having obesity is that it was worsen many of complication of diabetes. That is not a very big thing, because weight loss can be achieved by restricting the intake of calories. But the problem is in India with diabetic people with our population, is that half of the diabetic in India don't know that they don't know their status, and we don't know that where we are standing. We are healthy, we are diabetic, we are in a pre-diabetic condition, and what is the actual status of our health, which make the treatment for these type of disease much more difficult. And untreated diabetes can cause blindness, loss of food, renal problem, heart disease, and a lot of other health issues. While we are talking about the diabetic diet, on that time we should know what are the nutrients which are important. First is carbohydrate, which covers our 60 to 70% of portion in our diet. And mainly our diet is made of carbohydrate, especially Indian diet is very rich in carbohydrate. And from where carbohydrate comes? Carbohydrate is coming from all cereal, like rice, like wheat, like bajra. All cereals are rich in carbohydrate. Vegetables are also rich in carbohydrate. So while we are talking about carbohydrate, especially for diabetic people, on that time, being a diabetic person, people should know what type of carbohydrate they can take. So instead of taking refined carbohydrate, if they are taking fiber rich carbohydrate, that will be the better option. Because while we are taking a fiber rich carbohydrate or a rough carbohydrate, on that time the release of sugar from carbohydrate is slow, so it will help to control your blood sugar. So it is very important that instead of taking white rice, if you are taking brown rice, that will be a better option. Instead of taking maida, if you are taking whole wheat flour, that will be the a better option. Instead of taking white bread, if you are going for a multigrain bread, that will be a better option. Or for choosing the source of carbohydrate, if you are going to take vegetable, fruit and whole grain things, that will really help to control your blood sugar. The second nutrient is protein. which basically a part of our balance, right? Obviously, protein is a building block of our body. Our body is made up of all protein things. So in our diet, the calorie portion which comes from protein should not less than 12%, and in between 12 to 20% calories should come from protein. And again, as compared to carbohydrate, protein release slow sugar in our blood, so it helps to reduce it has to control blood sugar level. So it is good to increase your protein intake while you are cutting down your carbohydrate intake in your diet. On that time, you need to increase the protein intake in your diet to control for better control of blood sugar. Easily from where we are getting protein. So the vegetarian and non-vegetarian sources, all sources are available. So the vegetarian sources are pulses. All pulses are rich in protein. Milk and milk products are rich in protein, so easily you can go with the milk and milk products. And all non-veg products are rich in protein. Again, for type 2 diabetic patient, when they are going to choose the protein, on that end they have to keep in mind what type of protein they can take. So healthy source of protein, healthy options of protein like egg, like fish is better option instead of taking of red meat. Fat-free milk is a better option instead of taking a full cream milk, because obviously if you are taking extra calorie, because fat is not at all bad, but if you are taking a lot of fat in your diet, that will increase your calorie, and that will indulge you in a elevated blood sugar level. So you need to cut down the overall calorie, whatever calorie you are taking. If your requirement is 1600 kilocalorie, so you have to take 1600 kilocalorie, and the composition should be like this. 50 to 55% calories should come from carbohydrate, 15 to 20% calories should come from protein, and then come from fat. So the diet structure should be like this. So basically, if you are choosing a source of protein, milk as a source of protein, and with that, if you are taking a lot of fat too, invisible fat, that will be harmful. So instead of taking full cream milk, if you are going for a fat-free milk, that will be good. Milk and milk products are also good if you are going to eat protein. Those who are vegetarian, they cannot take fish, egg, so they can choose protein, source of protein, paneer as a source of protein. They can take curd as a source of protein with fat made up of fat-free milk. You can go with soya bean, rajma, lobia. All those things are rich in protein and helpful to reduce your blood sugar. Then third important nutrient is fat. Fat are necessary part of our balanced diet. We cannot say that I'm a diabetic person, so I cannot eat fat. It is not true. As I told you that you should take balanced diet. 50% to 55% calories should come from carbohydrate, 15 to 20% should come from protein, and remaining should come from should come from fat. So fat also is an important play an important role. So instead of taking a saturated fat, if you will go for unsaturated fatty acid, that will be helpful. Omega-3 fatty acid is good. So from where you will get these good quality of good fat, that is a big challenge. So olive oil, like fat from olive oil, fat from fatty fish is good for you. Usually can take fatty fish instead of taking cream, cheese, butter. That is not as advisable. Olive oil you can take, sunflower oil you can take, fish oil you can take. So those fat and fat substances you can add in your diet, and that is very important because obviously alpha omega-3 fatty acids are helpful to reduce your cholesterol level. Omega-3 fatty acids are very important. DHA is important for mental growth. EPA is important for your health, heart health issues. So we cannot say fat in our diet. Some people believe that diabetes diagnosis mean goodbye to all good food. It is not like that. Having diabetes does not mean that you cannot eat or enjoy your good food. Usually you should know what you can eat, how much you can eat, and at what time you can eat, and what should be the preparation of that food. So these are the few points which you need to always keep in your mind. Obviously we can while we are eating, how much in a whole day we can eat, we should know. So if we eat something in breakfast, so what portion is remaining for lunch, and then that should be planned. So without planning, you cannot go. So discipline is very important to control your blood sugar. Basically, we can distribute our food in 5 food groups. One is grain and starches. Second is vegetable. Third one is fruit. Fourth is milk and milk alternatives. Fifth is meat and meat alternatives. So cereals are the richest source of carbohydrate. So we knew that the carbohydrate gives us a very fast release of blood sugar, a very fast increase of blood sugar. So we need to consider that whatever the cereal exchanges we are taking, that should be in a fixed amount. For example, if we are rice eater, then the amount of rice in every meal, every day should be the same. If we are taking 2 bowl of rice in lunch, or 2 bowl of rice, that is our requirement, because it depends upon the patient age, it depends upon your height, weight, it depends upon your gender too. So the requirement of every patient is different. So for example, for a person, the requirement of cereal exchanges or a requirement of rice and lunch is 2 bowl. So it means you have to take daily 2 bowl rice in lunch, and daily 2 bowls in dinner. You cannot go 1 bowl one day and 3 bowl second day and again 2 bowl one day, because that will give you a lot of fluctuation in your blood sugar, because you are on medicine. You are taking a medicine to control your blood sugar, and you are not able to control your input, your intake, then you will not be able to control your blood sugar. Discipline is very important. So the amount of cereal exchanges in your diet should be same, near about same. It doesn't mean that only 2 bowls. Okay, 1.5 to 2 bowl. It should be same. You cannot increase or decrease in a huge difference on daily basis. So it should be same. That is the major thing. Second, I already told you that if you are taking cereal exchanges, so on that time you need to be careful what type of cereal you can choose. And the third thing is with cereal exchanges, that how you are cooking that thing. So few people are thinking that while we are preparing rice, on that time after boiling rice, if I throw out the water, that will not help at all. Obviously, even then we need to be very careful with the preparation of our food. No extra salt, no added oil is advisable. So plain simple preparation is good for the cereal exchanges. So instead of going for the processed packed food, go for the fresh one. That is advisable. Refined carbohydrates is not advisable. And in grain and starches and grain, the second part is pulses. So instead of taking all the time thoroughly that washed pulses, if we go with the pulses with the husk, if you are choosing whole pulses, that will give you a lot of fiber along with the protein too. So that is advisable. And the amount of pulses you need to increase, not as a pulses. You can take pulses as a snacks too, instead of taking bhujia, namkeen mixtures. If you are going for the roasted chana sprout, that will give you a lot of control in your blood sugar and give you a lot of vitamin and minerals too. So go in that way too. The second group is vegetable. We categorize vegetable in three categories. One is root and tuber. Second is green leafy vegetable. In 2 categories, root and tubers, and the second one is green leafy vegetable. For diabetic patient, green leafy vegetables are good. You can take an abundant amount of green leafy vegetables.